But we are into the game. We are starting off with a pause. It wouldn't be Dota if we didn't have a pause at the start of the game. So if we pop the odds up on screen, Viking GG are favored here. So 1.38 to 2.94. So Family Team have a little bit of work to do based on the odds, but that's not too much of a disadvantage given to them. And draft-wise, because I would say all 5 of their heroes can do things a little bit faster. You know, Beastmaster is going to push towers early. CK does farm. He does want to stop and farm a little bit, but his kit makes him, you know, very able to fight. I'm assuming that there is still minus armor on Reality Rift. Yes. It's been a while since I played CK, so I wanted to check. And so that just helps. Obviously, Morphling can farm early, but he'll miss out a lot. And CK still has decent late game potential. They don't have a great way to deal with illusions right now. It's not like they have the Lion or the Shadow Shaman for hexes, or, you know, of course, the Lion for the mana drain. So CK could be an issue. I think we'll have to keep an eye on this mid lane quite a bit. If TA gets shut down, Viking are going to have a very hard time dealing with the early aggression from Family Team. But if Puck has a hard time, I think that Family Team will struggle. I mean, what does a Lich do if your cores have to sit and farm? If CK and Puck are forced to sit back and farm and can't make much happen on the map, that's really rough for Beastmaster's game plan. Like right now, Family Team, they probably want to be really mobile, maybe around like 8 to 12 minutes, get some really key pickoffs, make sure that TA and Morph cannot farm a lot and not snowball, because a snowballing TA here is going to be pretty rough. Lich will get to be food. And I don't think he is on board with that. But we'll just give them a little more time for a pause. And we'll get to experience all of the fun voice lines. I don't know if anyone is playing the minigame. Yeah, no one is playing the minigame, and we definitely do not need to hear Meepo shouted out at us. And looks like we're going to get started here. Viking may have learned something from Team Unique yesterday, so I don't know. Do we have smokes on anyone? Lich has not finished buying yet. It doesn't look like they'll do it. So yesterday, Team Unique smoked up and placed some really aggressive wards into the Radiant jungle every time they were playing on Dire. And Family Team not doing that, and Viking attempting to counter it, did do a full team smoke, but they will actually be in full force, moving through their own jungle, waiting to see if they can catch anyone from Family Team. And there's Beastmaster with a boar already out. I did not see where he threw his hawk. And they're just waiting here high ground to see, will someone come and challenge this outpost? Will they be able to take the bounty rune fight? And they will not be top at all right now, although Grimstroke is starting to rotate that way.
Can't kill the dead.
And meanwhile, Skylark and Coupe just sitting on the edge, not looking to commit on everything. And the boar just giving them a little bit of vision around the map. I think Family Team, no, they have not spotted Viking out yet. They might have the potential here to be aggressive onto this rune. Will Grimstroke know this is happening? Will he get here in time? That is where our hawk went. Spartan going to trade some hits, and then who can win the clicking fight? It will be the Grimstroke. Aramis gets it. Now forcing Spartan out, but Focus is here now with the Chaos Knight doing a decent amount of damage. It's a nice cast bounce. Aramis is low, sitting on the edge of the fight, and he will salve up now, and Toby has arrived to make his presence known. So CK will just walk himself away. Now, I am not as familiar with this team, so going by Wikipedia, their carry's name is Adzantic. Sorry, it is Focus. Their mid is Adzantic. And that is the one who I do not know if this is a stand-in or if this is the same player. We'll just have to see. But we probably want to take a look at the last hits. And mid lane 3-1 for Puck, 3-2 now for TA. So fairly even with regen flying out to both of them. Puck not using much of their regen as of yet. And for now, lanes are pretty standard. After the, honestly, CIS bloodbaths we had yesterday with tri-lane versus tri-lane and constant aggression, I expect these lanes to be a little calmer. Solari should have some nice bounces. I think Witch Doctor has been picked a lot more often, in part because of this Beastmaster. We've seen more Beastmasters, we've seen more Chens, and that makes this cast bounce that much more effective, and it makes positioning in micro a little harder. Now up top, we are having a little bit of a fight here, but it's pretty much just fighting over the pole. No kill potential yet, a lot of harass. And right now it's the regen trade. This early laning stage, it's all about getting the regen trade, seeing if you can get them to be low, put them in a vulnerable position, maybe free up your supports to rotate while someone is forced to go back to base. And we will not see a bottle on the TA. Puck getting very close to their bottle though. It's gonna be important for Family Team to start securing the runes. And looks like they want to go here on the Witch Doctor. Solari very low. He's got the early point into the Voodoo Restoration, but he is out of mana. He pops that Fairy Fire, does not pop the Mango for more mana, so there's the first blood onto the Witch Doctor. He was just caught a little far forward, and as I was talking about that regen trade, he was getting low on regen. He was at about half HP, and he got caught before he could heal back up. Spartan just focusing on pulling for now, trying to get the lane back, make things a little easier for Focus. Bottom lane pretty continually pushing into the tower. Haven't seen Solari do too much pulling right now. They're content to play a little more aggressively. Not entirely sure what that was, since the creep wave had already met. There was really no chance for a pull there. And back up to the top lane. There's some aggression here again. The pullback on Toby, remember that does reduce armor, and the Lich with the slows helping, but Inkswell keeping everybody back. And salves are popped. Toby doing a good job staying alive. He has this Ring of Health now too, making harass on him much more frustrating, as he will be able to shrug a lot of it off. They might need some assistance to have their full burst damage. And, you know, mid lane, this Puck taking a decent amount of harass, but they've got a full bottle. So Puck can regen. We are looking at 5-minute runes here. With this pull on the lane from Celery, it's actually kind of dangerous for him to go for runes right now. Kipe is going to have the advantage just running for the bottom bounties. And they're fighting here down bottom. There's also a fight going on up top. Celery will not die. Now let's take a look up here. Aramis, one more last hit there, going to focus. So Grimstroke lost on the top lane. That is 2 kills for family team, and the bounty runes taken. Will be 2 bounty to Puck, bounty to CK, a bounty to Rubik. And now going on to Toby once again. Just for some harass, they probably don't have kill potential. Looks like they want to try and turn this. Spartan is pretty low, and Aramis has boots. Not able to quite get that courier. There's the Inkswell onto Toby, stunning up this CK. Lich continuing to run, assuming that focus is fine. He has 2 stick charges, and he's a CK. He's pretty tanky. Here in the mid lane, Puck trying to go for a kill onto Boom. He's got refraction back up. He's going onto the tower. Nice spaceship dodge, but it is not enough. Boom picking up Vikings' first kill. And the Rubik not there in time to save his Puck. I'll have to see if they make any big rotations here again. Just continued harass on to Toby. Spartan has some, good amounts of mana. He also has a raindrop. It's given an extra 0.9 mana regen, so he regens mana pretty quickly with both the Bassi and the raindrop, allowing him to be pretty heavy on harass. And it's time for creep cutting for Toby. He doesn't like this CK. He keeps getting reality rifted. He's like, guys, I'm done. I'm cutting creeps. Meanwhile, bottom, we have Aurora onto the Morphling Slayer, doing what he can to keep Shad alive. Shad has the waveform. He can get out of here whenever he wants. Scarlike throwing out last bit of damage, and up top, the Lich does die. So we have aggression across the map. And for the Lich kill top, it doesn't look like Aramis or Toby. Well, Toby ported back, so he might have gotten pretty low there, but we did miss that. Chad, I'm sure, has some regen coming out to him on the courier. And one of the beautiful things about Morphling is that you can back up for a moment, add G-shift so you are nice and low HP, and heal back up. All right, so it's not exactly regen. He has a Morbid Mask here. There are 3 members from family team down here. So after dying, Lich decided to move to the bottom lane and see what they could do against this Morphling. That's going to leave CK a little bit vulnerable, but as we've seen so far, he's been pretty tanky and hard to deal with. And boom, little bit of aggression out of this Puck, but nothing too serious. With that illusory orb, pretty easy for Puck to get out of here. And now there's 4 heroes top from Viking and TP and from Cupid to help out, and the ultimate popped from CK. The illusions are already gone. And Aramis will chase down Focus, but as I said, this CK is remarkably tanky. He's getting that support rotation that very much helped him live there. But looking a little hard for Viking to pick up any more kills. And meanwhile, bottom lane, Skylark is pushing onto this tier 1 tower. Viking choosing to leave it alone, looking to take a tier 1 of their own, and family team are all pretty grouped up mid right now, so we'll have to keep an eye and see if that's where they choose to put some of their aggression next. They've still got a ways left on the next CK ultimate, but they have Roar. Lich is level 5, Rubik just hitting level 4, Witch Doctor about to hit level 5, and Grimstroke fairly close to it as well. So slight level advantage over to family team supports, but Viking GG not too far behind. They're going on to Shad. He has this strength morph and then waveform away. He's pretty tanky, doesn't have a lot of regen on him, and he's in a little bit of dangerous territory, but if he wants to, he can add G-shift, which is what he's doing right now, get a little more damage, make that lifesteal all the more effective. And he gets a little bit of voodoo restoration to make him feel better. Looks like there should be a fight here around the outpost. There's a port coming in from the Templar Assassin. They grab up the Witch Doctor. Solari to fall here. Puck comes out, drops the coil. It's a very low Lich though. Lich will fall as well. 10-minute hard hits. Don't know if any of those levels were significant. Now there's a stun onto the CK. Focus getting pretty low. He does not have his ultimate. There's no coil left on Puck to hold them back. And boom, chasing forward. This TA has so much damage early with that Meld Strike onto Puck. 2 will fall. That is the fight that Viking were looking for. They've struggled a little bit to find the kills, but now Boom has entered the arena and he's going for that Desolator first rather than the Blink Dagger. He just wants to have a lot of damage, hoping probably to cut down these tanky cores like the Beastmaster and the CK. And let's see, as far as levels, after that last fight, still no level 6 on the side of Viking. Rubik, the only level 6 support right now. But Witch Doctor has a tome. Solari is getting ready to have that death ward here. Maybe I'll look to make something happen with that. Chad doing a good job of just farming. Viking not spending too much time grouped up, so they're not forcing their carry to give up on farm just for the sake of helping them win fights. But Family Team playing a little less aggressively than I expected from their draft. We haven't seen a ton of Roar rotations, but here is some aggression with a coil from the Puck, going to hold Chad in place. And he's tanky. He's got a Witch Doctor here to help out. That is a CK ultimate popped, and it is not enough with the Lich ult thrown out as well. Cask stolen by Rubik, losing both the Morphling and the Witch Doctor. Nice pickoffs for Family Team. Some of that aggression that they needed to start making happen. They don't want to let this TA snowball. Toby has his Vanguard and will be moving into the Blink Dagger next. Very close to the Desolator finished on TA. So Boom will have a lot of fighting potential. With the Stampede can get into fights, so that might be the reason we're not seeing the immediate Blink Dagger as well. Just slow onto the Puck. It is a Puck with an Illusory Orb. And Puck with the Veil first. Not enough lockdown to keep them there. Beastmaster continuing to occupy bottom lane. Doesn't want to come fight. They're working around this Puck. You know, whether or not he wants to fight, though, I think Viking have other ideas. I don't know if this Beastmaster is going to be allowed a peaceful occupation any longer. There's a TP. Will they get the stun in time? They won't on him, but there's a Rubik here. Nice Cask to hold them back. That's pretty frustrating. No Rubik kill either. That is some salt in the wound. Not only they don't get the stun on Beastmaster, they have that well-timed smoke, and Beastmaster, you know, knows that it's coming for him. He gets out of dodge. And then they can't even get the consolation Rubik kill. And they can't get the kill because Solari, who's now about to fall, is the one who gave him the casket that top fight. Now there is a coil dropped. Puck getting a kill over there. I want to see what happens to Boom on the other side of the fight. Alright, Boom will be okay. They will not pursue for more. And instead choosing to take out this tower. Rubik going for that Arcane Lens, and Puck getting pretty close. Now here's the aggression we were expecting from Family Team. They have one tier 1 tower left to take, and they're pinging it out. Looks like they may want to go top. Shad he looks like he's picked up a talisman, or sorry, the quarterstaff. So still a ways away from that E-Blade. No record-breaking E-Blades here. But Skylark does have the level 3 Necro Book. They will have that detection for Boom. He won't be able to hide under the meld when Necro Book is used. It's a lot of pushing power coming out from them. They have great wave clear from Puck and Rubik and the Beastmaster as well. They can push very, very quickly. And it looks like they are in some trouble here. A solo coil onto the Grimstroke. They were looking for that CK stun, which is some nice synergy with Puck. Weren't quite able to get it, but still a dead Grimstroke anyway. And now they're chasing down Solari on the other side of the fight. What are you doing over here? It's just a poor little Witch Doctor who will continue to be very poor. Not even having an item queued up yet. Typically we see a Glimmer Cape on Witch Doctor. The magic damage mitigation is nice, even if you know that the Necrobook units will see you. But you do have to keep in mind that sometimes a Force Staff can be better. If you can't use that Invis to force out detection. And they'll be carrying some form of detection for the TA anyways. So Glimmer's not as safe of a bet as usual. And there is the Beastmaster Roar onto Solari once again. The CK ultimate trying to get him out of this fight now in Inkspell, but I think Grimstroke's gonna die. It does go up, but it doesn't hit anyone. Skylark trapped in a corner over here. Boom being focused down. The Lich ultimate, the CK. Now Toby does claim a counter kill onto the Beastmaster, but that's 4 dead on the side of Viking. Family team know they have to win this series to make it into the playoffs. Well, to make it into the tiebreakers. They're really putting everything in here with this unconventional CK pick. We just don't see it that much, but he can fight early. He's got Armlet, he's got Sanj, so he has status resistance and strength and damage, and he's tanky and he's hard to kill. He can just be in the middle of the fights, causing, wait for it, just a little bit of chaos. I know. I had to. I couldn't resist. This is the point where I really wish I had a co-caster. So you could audibly hear someone groan. And then it would be a little cathartic to at least have someone make fun of me for that pun. But them's the breaks. Back to the game. CK and Beastmaster sitting at the top of the net worth. Shad struggling a little bit, about 1,000 behind this CK. There's a blink forward on Toby, but he'll miss. So that was an instant smoke reveal. They don't really get anything from it. And now the Necro unit's draining mana, slowing him down. Now Spartan has the gaze, holding Toby here a little bit longer, but family not quite looking to engage just yet. So not the most effective smoke coming out from Viking. I believe that might have been the Blink Dagger reveal from Centaur. I'm not sure. He's got about 500 gold, so he probably had it in the last fight. There's the Halberd finished onto the CK. Puck has their blink, working towards those boots of travel. Rubik about 80 gold away from having the Aether Lens, so nice long range cast. And Solari, still no hope for an item in sight. Not even finishing out the magic wand. Just sitting on those branches to make sure his inventory looks full. Grimstroke, similarly fairly poor. There's the Sinister Gaze once more onto this poor sacrificial Witch Doctor. Out in a little bit of no man's land, though. His team is very spread out, and they'll obviously know this Roche is happening. You know, they saw the whole family team there. There's a DD Puck doing some nice damage, but here's the Puck jumping forward with a coil onto Boom. He still has refraction charges, throwing out those meld hits, trying to take down Spartan. Spartan does get the ultimate off, though, and just walks away as his ult bounces around. The low ground roar preventing any kills from happening for Viking, and a third will die. Great fight there from family team. This Puck, as I said in the draft, if Puck does not get crushed by this TA in the mid lane, they could make a lot of space and they have very high mobility. Puck just able to jump around, control Vikings heroes, and prevent them from accomplishing too much. Stampeding away doesn't do very much when you're coiled. All right, well, that was a kill on the Puck that I was just waxing so poetic about. So, in distraction of my praise of them, they then went and died, as is the way of things. And Puck will be building a Dagon next, so if you thought Solari was having a rough time on the Witch Doctor before, imagine what that's going to be like once Puck has a Dagon to play around with. It will be BKB next for Boom. Toby working on that Crimson Guard. The minus armor from CK's Reality Rift is annoying, but Crimson Guard will assist with that. And although Family Team doesn't look like the biggest right-clicking team, it's a Lich, it's a Rubik, it's a Puck. Beastmaster's Inner Beast aura makes pretty much everybody's right-click pretty obnoxious to deal with. Obviously buffing up CK quite a bit. So that Crimson Guard is a nice pickup, especially, you know, protecting Centaur, protecting the supports. Boom's gonna need some protection here top though. That's a jump in with a coil from the Puck. It's going to hold Boom here, and they have a Necro unit, so Boom can't just meld in, but he kills the Necro unit and eats all of that damage. The Centaur ult trying to get him out. He now has the refraction up. He can blink away into the trees, but Puck can orb forward. They don't have the detection right now. They drop the sentry. The Hawk's already gone by, but now they see him. Boom can't hide any longer, and he will fall. And there's a fight down here with the Aegis taken out. Will they be able to get a second kill onto the CK? He is in no man's land. He doesn't really have many people here to help, but now here's Skylark. He has the Roar. He's trying to throw it out. The cask stopping him, and the disengage from Viking. Will they be able to get out of this? They're going to keep running. Solari, of course, caught by the Puck. Reality rifted by the CK. The Witch Doctor will fall. This poor Witch Doctor. Very poor. Emphasis on poor Witch Doctor. And now it's time for Family Team to go high ground. That is a forced buyback from the Witch Doctor. He didn't have very much time left on him, but he feels like he has to buy back. He has to come into the fight now. And Family Team kind of backing off, but there's the Stolen Leash, and now the ultimate from the Lich, the Roar as well. Instantly dead Witch Doctor, and the Centaur also falling. That Soulbind from Rubik making things unpleasant for Viking. So they get the Centaur buyback. They back off just a little bit, but it's really just waiting for the creeps. They have no reason to stay back here. They have the coil. No Lich ultimate, no Roar, no CK ult, but what do they really care? They're 9k ahead. And they know that Viking really can't afford to do anything here. Boom needs to finish up that BKB, but even when he does, he still has the Beastmaster Roar to deal with. He still has all of the right click coming out from Beastmaster and from CK. And of course from the other heroes because of that Inner Beast. Puck not settled on that Dagon yet. Alright, never mind. I lied. Puck has picked up the Dagon. Said, you know what? I want to zap some people. I want to feel like I'm a wizard. It'll be great. And there's a DDCK. That's not terrifying at all. Blink Dagger finished on Rubik, so the supports of Family Team obviously doing much better than the side of Viking. Viking really need... They've got the E-Blade finished. They're getting pretty close to this BKB on Shad. They have a lot of hope resting on this Morphling right now and on that TA BKB. They're pretty far behind on kills. They're 10k behind on gold. Morphling he's starting to catch up. He's kind of not getting too far behind that CK. And they have a lot of towers on the map if they can use that to start getting some net worth. Just the Morphling split push, hopefully trying to do something, but we haven't seen him split pushing too aggressively yet. He's been playing very safely, didn't even really pressure this tower. Family team were only pushing a tier 2. I don't think they were overly committed to it, so it makes sense that he backed off like that. But unfortunately, playing that, I would say passively, is not necessarily what Viking need. They need a numbers advantage. They need to delay the game. They need to force family team to rotate. They do have a lot of potential in this team, but no, they'll get jumped by the puck. That is a 3-man coil. And now here's Rubik as well. The Leech is going to go out onto Rubik and to the Lich. The Centaur ult trying to make something happening. Rubik has fallen, but the Morph is already dead. Other side of the fight, CK trying to chase him down. Aramis will get the TP out, but Boom is caught. The Roar goes out. 4 are dead for Viking, and all they get is the Rubik. It's a beautiful jump in and coil there from Puck, and absolutely unpunished. And we're seeing some of the issues with the lack of Grimstroke synergy. He gets a really nice soul bind that could have been very effective, but there wasn't really anything for Viking to follow up with other than the TA right click. You know, maybe you'll be able to get a Morphling shotgun. That is, obviously he has it. That is another potential combination, but we're not seeing the easy, fast style of pickoffs that a Grimstroke can afford you because of Soulbind. So Viking really struggling. And that's 2 sets of barracks down, and that's... Wow. We missed it because it was instant. That just instantly dead Morph, and they'll call GG. Can't really blame them for it. Kind of makes sense. Viking pretty far behind, ended up being a 19 goal